every year, I go around. Every blessed year, I go around the 16 regions of this country. As I 16 regions, I'm just the capital. I go into farms and meet farmers, real farmers on their farms. I meet extension officers, how many farmers near Juma. I meet the chemicals, fertilizers, I meet all kinds of and traditional rulers to see what they are thinking about their people.
Mm-hmm.
The message that I get from them is not what you are saying, but the message that I get the last 2 years is one of thanking me for bringing these things, these schemes for them to benefit. Every year, it gives them between 7 to 8 billion US dollars. The same 5 crops in Ghana, no, even $2 billion, including cocoa. Even $2 billion in Freeman campus, ADIBB. Tree Crop Development Authority no, is designed, say, a in between $6 to $12 billion a year after 8 years of implementation. And the no and a year free. Samusua every 3-4 years be I will say I am because you borrow your Jibusian na a fair a minute here.
But Doc, now was 6 years.
Yes.
When did you find you in that?
Brunei say Rome was not built in a day.
Mm-hmm.
We have 66 years as a nation, and we've had hundreds of years as a nation in colonial imperial domain.
Mm-hmm.
It is 6 years there. It's in the history of a nation now. It's only I would say seconds in the history of a nation. And you know, yes, now and no, and I make us say within this short period, the institutions I are building, the FAPIMA, EDSI Hono, Ubianye Bida in this republic. I make us say the only commodity organization or Ghana, a Ghana Cocoa Board, by an act of 1947, since 1947.
Yeah.
Akufo-Addo bang and a day these measures to target other tree crops, to diversify out of cocoa, to give us the kind of foreign exchange that we need to fund our industry, our agriculture itself, health, education, infrastructure, motorways, roads, whatever, and no bill or say free agriculture muna eba. So let's say there be a Kobobosian there be development. You be call I am of a qua incusia baby. If it's a gold, a boasting qua two gold over 120 years. The last few years, Ghana, year one of the first or second biggest producer of gold in Africa. In South Africa, for now they say, and you could see President Kufuor by yes, he discover oil. Well, yeah, when you're many free swa, let's say to oil. Only you to a boss say, and no, baby say, or heifer, and then Nina could say, as Uncle IMF. And we are dear no ye, now you're ninny, now you're ninny, or so to me 5 pounds for frosso. On young coupons on my there's a CIT, be a TA, a nasi, I had a soil. Young coupons on my a queer 4, only hard working. I say, who saw Mrs. Crabia, or more deliver, they said, or more deliver on planting for food and jobs with his subsidies. And you queer 4 or maybe as soon as it's out. Many a queer 4 year Juma all over the world, and I know the attitude of farmers. If you also have Banoko Paul Mucho, but Ghana so a queer Fontesa, almost show in cocoa. Tama, Tatakwashi, and the cocoa beans free Fernando Po at the time, a bar, a crapim, a spread day like wildfire all the way through a crapim, Eastern, Ashanti, Brownfo, Korea, Western region. It demonstrated that they will work. And in these 6 years now, we're planting for food and jobs. We said the total amount of Sika, this a year subsidy on seed, improved seed and fertilizer alone. In Fionum, a bank spending 2.6 billion cedis.
That was also borrowed money, wasn't it? And also, you're continuing.
Well, some of the budget, the year free budget, the make can say. So, share a Juma as at 2.6 billion a year, seed and fertilizer. A Guinea produce you any other. So, the Dinya boom is worth something like 48.5 billion Ghana cedis.
You're so near Johnny Boyding.
Well, a Johnny, they are not born in your man. Inflation.
That is all Cassinia.
On their balance sheet to develop the sector from research all the way to export.
But cocoa board is suffering. You didn't say cocoa
Well,
board as over.
Yeah, but it's
The cocoa board model and then cannot be cited as the best bet.
Well, I mean, cocoa board goes through like any other sector after 1947. You don't expect, say, it will be performing constantly and so on. But we share the way a cocoa board, HC, or we didn't have anything but cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of cocoa board's effectiveness in creating world-class research centers like Cocoa Research Institute or TAFO, or Bole Research Institute or and then the farmers and getting the best guaranteeing them a price every year. 1st October, we are announcing a price for them. They buy at that price. There are standards in terms of quality. Exports and all of that, borrow money on the international market, come here without going through the budget.
I think I want now as a great minister to implement all of this. I think
it's
ideas nowadays about developing them, giving them a board, research, forming all these things. It's when now you are there who knew. I think I want now as a great minister now you.
I can't say 1.5 years now. Jumano uncle. It's the bulk of the work in the day. The foundation, FAPIM no. Yes, see FAPIM no. With these institutions that we have created, which was never done, not only in terms of the Tree Crop Development Authority. Say, we have in Parliament the Grains Development Authority. Before I left my office, there are 2 more authorities that we are creating. That is Poultry Development Authority and Horticultural Development Authority. And these are all institutions that we are creating for the first time in many in generations. And never planting for food and jobs. So now that they are initiating ever so much to develop it. If the government prioritizes agriculture, let's say to be the right amount of budget to support these things. Free. Relying on borrowing to finance out. In the sector of agriculture is one sector that has performed admirably in this administration. Well, so facts are there. The facts are there. I'm holding here the evidence, the statistical evidence. The rate of growth of agriculture since 2009, it be seen there every year throughout time. I may call Parliament 8 years now. President Mahama, most of it on no president. On the presidency, the performance of agriculture is captured in the annual rate of growth of the sector, and that is a statistical factor. The government statistician every year comes out. They say, share performance now. Who say, Mahama administration, the growth of rate of agriculture now, they run it into the ground. Every year, almost every year, now, you be so 2017, the last 3 years, for instance, 2019, and Sana COVID, the rate of growth of agriculture in the sector in this country was 4.7%. The following year, 2020, COVID will be at them, the rest of Africa and so on. The rate of growth of agriculture went up to 7.4%. And then 2021 to the highest in this Fourth Republic, 8.4%. based on that alone, you cannot say we haven't made a success of the sector. There are a lot of other evidence making the amount to show that agricultural transformation has taken place, but it's not enough. And apart from performance that they're making, there are certain measures be to fapping. See, agriculture, and yet 7 previous factory now they are there. Shame na fi na pia within an hour. Would the best chef for more? The abandon be or ha, Boswimi and Sam, he said, bro, ubit my boo. If you also in fear and fear num now when you have a baba crying for you, from the tree crop. And your man de a year bebre. Now the Ninya Boma, a chair say, we have made a success. And not only that, initiatives we have take care for many years. A BNB know how I take his initiatives. Since 1947, the Cocoa Board Act, I created a Cocoa Board at the time, there has not been one commodity board created since then. And so, when we have a baby, apart from cocoa, no, to say rubber, nomne, cashew, nama, and care share, no, so a critique our boss to be Bahama, a developer, can and this and I am a phone something. You buy, you're creating the Tree Crop Development Authority.
Is it functioning?
Well, it is functioning, but part functioning because of lack of priority that I'm saying. The main thing is to create your authority, modeled on Ghana Cocoa Board, where the I would say kind for maybe for 38 years we did it. I come in, I initiate the process. 2018, agriculture census are kind of farmers now. We got 3.1 million farmers in Ghana. Planting for food and jobs at a peak reached 1.7 million. 1.7 million. And these 1.7 million farmers are only beneficiaries. The demonstrative effect for the other half now almost and benefit. Say, uno at home. Now, Muna Muya Juma together. Now, no, I fertilizer at a cheap rate. I apply when I improve seed. I just say, no, so, or the two form and the fertilizer goes. Then, instead, say, Ekado, Ubenya 5-6 bags. Suddenly, Uneba, Unya 15, 16, 18, 20, 35 bags. And no, the more who say, or ye be oh, yeah, or no, ne Jumano cost a chair, and a different demonstrative effect. And you know, say, one year subsidy be grandest or carbon tin on the open market, still I'll be young for swallows. So, let me check. And no, the impact of planting for food and jobs is to open up farmers to the practices of new technology. The Juma scientists or laboratories have high yield seeds, resistant to diseases, early maturing, all kinds of drought resistant, and all of that. A home for one, as they say, by encouraging them to apply these new technologies of seed and fertilizer. This is the way it's going. Abroad, I can assure you, say, bro, export to abroad.
At a point, now a farmer can say they had to import maize.
No, but at that point, it wasn't before 2017.
No, when Efiakoto was minister.
No, because I my license. I issued the export license for import of maize. I never issued in the 6 years now any such license. In fact, I challenged them about 3 years ago. So you had to go for maize bar, you be boy for the poultry industry. I gave licenses
for maize.
For maize
Importation.
Yes, but they couldn't. Why? Because obviously the board in Ghana abroad was even higher. Into the bar, they will make a loss.
So at least some imported.
No. What? is a small quantity of yellow maize. Ghana, our production of maize doubled under my administration from 1.7 million metric tons. By 2021, we're doing 3.4 million metric tons. I've been the ranking member for Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs of Parliament, first as a deputy and then substantive, for 8 years in Parliament. So those statistics, historical statistics, there, not to say. We've never been, before we came, we've never been able to do 1.8 million metric tons of maize.
But you went to 3.4 under your watch.
Exactly. And I strongly and confidently say, sir, if we carry on the programs that I initiated, we could go to 6 million. Or even more. Malawi, small Malawi, that's 3 million. And big Ghana, we couldn't even go to 2 until Akutuk arrives on the scene with his planting for food and jobs.
Akutuk the planter?
Yeah, well, not only planter, but he's a farmer.
Well, Akutuk the farmer, but I talked about your billboards I will plant. I don't know, where you man, how come say your billboards are all over the place?
Well, the farmers are planting for me.
Inti, how about chicken? How about tomatoes? Poultry farmers here did it be how can say you can't toast?
You see, in toast there, you better crap. Because you see, Ghana is an open economy. You can never say Ghana will be self-sufficient in everything they do. But at the same time, near my and your endowment, I will say, and also me a yenikasi near Tong is an open economy. Media, they have a pan poultry farmers. We got me for baby poultry farmers, and I've seen them struggling.
So they feel let down by you.
Well,
because
I mean,
we are great industry.
But there are more farmers who are very grateful for the opportunities I've given them. Out of the 3.1 million farmers, how many are poultry farmers? The results of the census will give you a breakdown of all the crops and the others, what they do. And of course, you have to know, say, Ghana, and yet farmers, they are not specialized in one crop. They do 3-4 crops at the same time. Some poultry farmers are also crop farmers and all of that. So the net effects, and also they can now go back say, oh, wait, problems or program failure. I think that you'll be coming to the wrong conclusions. Oh, that's a mean himself, Mojami. I know there. Bibia may admit it, but there are two things. This is what I'm saying is I have on my desk the Poultry Development Authority. We need a specialized agency or Beshe Poultry Jumano. This is a Janisama, a Gafono and a struggle. We need a cocoa board for poultry. And this is what is on my desk. And I hope say the will be demanding or Beshe no their cabinet. I could defend it. I made their call. Parliament, I may acquire an act to create that authority to promote, together with the Grain Development Authority, which is in Parliament now. Between the two, they should be able to solve the problem with the Trade Ministry coming in to control imports of poultry. Because the chicken that they bring into this country are heavily subsidized by the countries of origin. And WTO does not allow that. That's dumping. They are able to bring a chicken here for 12 cedis, 13 cedis per kilo. The production of poultry in this country is about 32 now, 32 Ghana cedis per kilo. So we can't compete. Until we shouldn't just open our borders wide, our ports wide for them to just come and dump.
But you are in charge.
Yeah, but no, I'm not the Minister of Trade.
Well, Minister of Agri.
Yeah, Minister of Agri. You are in charge of production. You see, I'm not more money near my bibria. And you're my Juma. And so, who need anymore? When I'm in me, no one can do anymore.
Minister, just one question from the poultry side, and I'll move on to other areas. Obviously, Kwame, for instance, Minister of Food and Agriculture sells a kilo of maize at 30 cedis.
Tom Bibiao. Why on was it Malcolm Tom? I mean, I don't know where he was, or as a Minister of Agriculture, which directorate of the ministry sells maize. We don't sell maize. We promote production. But we are, in terms of the market, this is why I'm saying, we are this Grain Development Authority that will be in charge of marketing, setting minimum prices, and announcing it every year. Say, bro, from 1st October, minimum to the producer price is say. He said the cocoa, the same thing that we want to do for all these specified areas of the authority, and then guaranteeing the market for the farmers and making sure, say, our export standards are correct so that we can export to earn foreign exchange instead of smuggling across the borders to Burkina Faso, Nigeria, and the other places where we don't get any process. IMF for only $3 billion over a 3-year period. So it's lying here, and we are doing only less than $2 billion with these crops. So through the authority, the coconut can earn Ghana as much or even more than what cocoa is earning us today. And we've done the feasibility study. That's part of what we took to cabinet, which is still which then went to Parliament. Is an Act 1010 of 2019, and then the authority was established by President Akufo-Addo in Kumasi in September 2020. The body is there. We need to give them the seed fund for them to operate the way they are designed to operate, and Ghana will be out of the clutches of the IMF. And the same thing for the Grain Development Authority. If we can, Ghana's domestic consumption, a bro, is only 2 million metric tons. Now we are doing 3.4. Most of it is being leaked into our neighbors without any returns to us. If we form the authority and we can drive production of grain to 6 million, it means that 4 million we can export and get millions, hundreds of millions of dollars out of maize and all of that. So we have see FAPIM, no? That's what I'm saying.